We are working closely with the government authorities who are coming up with asset monetization projects in PPP model, that is design, build, finance, operate, transfer. Well, a few examples being CWC, Central Warehousing Corporation, Conclave, where the projects are upcoming projects are there in the domain of asset monetization.
Thank you so much for coming on this interview. So, as you belong to this esteemed organization Invest India, so could you please share with us that how Invest India is contributing to the growth trajectory of Indian Railways?
Thank you. Thanks to Rail Analysis for giving us the platform. I represent Invest India, which is the National Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency of Government of India. So we work under the aegis of DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, which comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So we are a fully government funded organization, and I represent the Make in India team, in which I am part of the infrastructure cluster. The infrastructure cluster is comprised of construction that encompasses both real estate and urban infrastructure, and apart from that I am part of the warehousing and railways team. So as Invest India, we are the interface between industry and the government. So we facilitate investments, like I'll tell you the organizational structure, like we have country teams, we have sector teams, and we have state teams. So the country teams generate leads for us from the foreign companies who want to invest into India, and we have various sector representatives, like I represent the infrastructure sector. So we guide them through the Indian market, what kind of opportunities are there in that particular sector, and then we have state teams who work very closely with the state departments and the state authorities for actual grounding of the project. So this is the model in which we work. Thank you. Yeah.
So today Invest India, it is a guide, facilitator and an advisor to the global investors. So what strategies do you undertake to attract the FDIs in India, and if you can particularly talk about how you do in terms of the railways?
So strictly speaking, for my team, the infrastructure team, so infrastructure for any country, I believe it is more domestic in nature. So most of our clients, like when I call clients, they are the companies who want to invest in India. They are mostly domestic in nature, and we have many foreign companies also that we are supporting. But we are supporting them in, say, for some sort of technology transfer, or facilitating in some partnership with any of the local bodies. Or suppose there's one Korean company we were recently supporting to understand them, to make them understand the Indian landscape and what kind of land availability is there, what kind of potential projects that they can do. So we do a complete right from policy advocacy to land allocation, and till the sector advocacy, as in the sector know-how, that what are the trends, what is the sector overview, what are the opportunities in that particular sector. Yes. So we do a lot of research, plus we work very closely with the Indian existing industry counterparts, so that we understand what kind of projects they are doing. Another area where we are very active is PPP, public-private partnerships, where we are working closely with the government authorities who are coming up with asset monetization projects in PPP model, that is design, build, finance, operate, transfer. Well, a few examples being CWC, Central Warehousing Corporation, Conclave, where the projects are upcoming projects are there in the domain of asset monetization. So PPP project promotion, individual cases for promotion of manufacturing or grounding of investments, and policy advocacy. These are the three major areas where we are working with the companies. Thank you.
So we'll talk about the logistics which is in India. So how can we reduce the logistics cost in India, which is today I think 7 to 8% of the GDP, and the government seeks to reduce it, and we also to improve our LPI. So how can we reduce it for a better and efficient transportation in India?
Thank you. So actually the figures are not there's a lot of debate on the figures, that what is the actual percentage of GDP, and the government, when it launched the national logistics policy, actually wanted to bring it from a double digit to a single digit of the GDP. But let's not focus on what percentage of GDP is there, how to improve the logistics, as in India wants to be the manufacturing hub of the world. We want to increase our exports. We also want to develop industrial corridors across the existing infrastructure corridors. So I believe there can be multiple interventions in this area. One is of course upfront development of infrastructure by the government, which is already being done. We are seeing historical capex being put up by the government for development of infrastructure, be it roads and highways, be it the development of dedicated freight corridors under railways, or development of ports, the Sagarmala program, Bharatmala program. So all these things where government is spending on development of infrastructure is mainly to facilitate and attract companies into India and facilitate the existing ecosystem as well. Apart from that, you must have come across multimodal logistic parks. The term MMLPs are being developed by the bodies like NHLML and DFCCIL, and there are certain state authorities also who are taking up. So as Invest India, we are supporting such projects by bringing private sector feedback to the authorities that how to develop the model, how to improve the concession agreement, and we are trying to support the authorities itself to reach out to the right stakeholders and the right private sector people who can actually come and invest in those MMLPs and parks. Also, we help individual companies, the big fund-based companies who are into who develop logistic parks and industrial parks for individual grounding as well. So we help them in finding the suitable land locations at the state level, and I think that's it. So I believe for bringing down the logistics cost, all these things need to be worked in an integrated manner, which is the whole and soul of the PM Gati Shakti program. If you know that all the ministries are working in an integrated manner, and the platform that is being generated for fast tracking the approval processes and also for fast tracking the development. So I think all these things will be very helpful for reducing the logistics cost. Yeah.
So with this, you have already answered my next question, which I was about to ask, that how can we optimize the multi-modal terminals in India? But yes, you have fairly answered this. So my last thing would be, can you please share your view about this event and or your feedback or the word of encouragement to share with the team of Rail Analysis?
No, thanks a lot to Rail Analysis. I think I met Tanveer at the Belgian embassy where we were fellow speakers there, and from then we have spoken together on various platforms, and thanks to the Rail Analysis team to provide Invest India platform. Today also, like in the last 2 days, we have met at a personal level 30 plus companies in the railway sector, and many of them want to enter into India. Many of them are already present in India and want to expand their manufacturing footprint, and many of them have given some sort of policy feedback that what can be improved to enhance the existing ecosystem. So this was clearly the best railway platform we have come across so far, and I think we would love to collaborate further and work towards the betterment of the country. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pratyush.